welcome to this explainer. Have you ever looked around and just thought, why does that person always seem to have money while everyone else is, well, stuck on that endless paycheck to paycheck treadmill? Let's hook right into a crucial realization here. Having money isn't usually about being incredibly lucky. And actually, scratch that. It's definitely not just about earning millions of dollars. As we're going to see today, it actually boils down to simple, repeated behaviors, things most people just kind of ignore.
So, why do some people always have cash on hand? It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Today, we're going to completely demystify the wealthy mindset. We're breaking down 7 powerful habits that financially successful people use to literally build wealth, dodge debt, and achieve true financial freedom. These are super simple but incredibly effective habits that can completely flip your relationship with money. We're talking about moving from feeling totally out of control to being right there in the driver's seat of your financial future.
Okay, so we're going to build your financial masterclass today through a 4-part wealth pyramid. First, the wealth foundation. Second, defending your money. Third, going on the offense. And fourth, the long-term vision.
Let's jump right into the base of our pyramid, Section 1, the wealth foundation. This is all about establishing absolute control over your finances.
All right, here is habit number 1. Look, most people pay everyone else first. They pay rent, they pay their bills, they go shopping, and then, only then, do they try to save whatever happens to be left over. But here's the psychological trap. There is almost never anything left over, right? People who actually build wealth do the exact opposite. They save first, and then they spend what's left. It's a massive shift in priority, but it fundamentally changes how you interact with your money. And to build this habit, you really don't need a fortune. Just set up an automatic transfer to your savings every single payday. Even if it's just $50, the actual amount matters way less than the unbreakable habit of paying yourself before anyone else gets a dime. By making it automatic, you literally remove willpower from the equation. The money is saved before you even have a chance to miss it. It's basically a foolproof system.
So that brings us to habit number 2, tracking your money. Wealthy people know exactly where every single dollar goes. They treat their household like a business. On the flip side, most broke people have absolutely no idea how much they spent last month. They kind of avoid looking at the numbers out of, fear or anxiety. And because of that, cash just bleeds out through hidden leaks. We're talking endless food delivery, unused streaming subscriptions, those random late-night impulse buys, you know the drill.
Bottom line, if you don't track it, you can't control it. So here's what you do. Review your bank statement once a week and identify those unnecessary expenses. Just sit down for 5 minutes, look at the numbers, and plug the leaks in your foundation. It replaces financial anxiety with this immense, empowering sense of control. Once you see the math in black and white, making smarter daily choices is a breeze. Okay, so with our foundation established, we enter Section 2, defending your money. This is all about protecting exactly what you've just built. Which brings us to habit number 3, dodging the lifestyle inflation trap. When the average person gets a raise, what do? They immediately increase their spending. They buy a nicer car, move to a fancier apartment, they feel richer, so they spend richer. But people who always have money, when they get a raise, they increase their savings and investments first. Just because you earn more definitely doesn't mean you should immediately spend more.
So the golden rule to beat this trap is super simple. Every time your income increases, save at least 50% of that new money. If you get a $1,000 raise, boom, $500 goes straight to your investments. This guarantees your wealth actually grows with your career, but you still get to enjoy the fruits of your labor with the other 50%. It's the perfect balance between building for tomorrow and living for today.
All right, habit number 4 tackles the big one, debt. Now, not all debt is equal, but bad debt, borrowing for things that lose value quickly, especially on high-interest credit cards, will absolutely destroy your finances. When you're carrying a balance at, say, a 20% interest rate, you are effectively paying a massive premium on stuff that is actively losing value. It's literally the financial equivalent of trying to sail a boat with a giant hole in the bottom.
So here is the rule. If you can't pay off a credit card balance this month, do not add more debt next month. Stop the bleeding immediately. You absolutely have to protect your foundation from the destructive force of high-interest borrowing. Draw a line in the sand and just go cash only until that bad debt is completely wiped out.
Now that our foundation is built and defended, we're transitioning to Section 3, going on the offense. This is all about consistent investing.
And habit number 5 comes down to this really simple truth. Building wealth is usually boring. It's consistency, not luck.
People always think investing is about being some Wall Street genius or finding the next massive tech stock or perfectly timing the market. It's really not. It's about ignoring the noise and embracing quiet, boring consistency. People who always have money, they don't wait for the stars to align. They know that consistency beats luck every single time, over a long enough timeline.
So here is your offensive playbook. Step 1. Stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time was yesterday. The second best time is today. Step 2. Invest automatically every month, even if it's just a small amount. And step 3. Repeat consistently. Make it an automated habit that just happens while you sleep. The less friction there is, the less you have to actively click transfer, the more your wealth is going to quietly grow in the background.
Finally, we reach the very peak of our pyramid with Section 4, the long-term vision. This is the psychological fuel you need to keep all these habits going.
Habit 6 is all about having crystal clear financial goals. Wealthy people aren't just hoarding cash for the fun of it, right? They are saving for a specific, exciting future. Maybe that's buying a home, retiring early, or starting a business. Having that specific target provides immense daily discipline. When you have a powerful why, saying no to some random impulse buy becomes incredibly easy because you know exactly what you're trading it for. So, write down your financial goal and review it every week. Keep it right there at the forefront of your mind. There's this deep psychological shift that happens when we physically write our ambitions down. When you're tempted to slip back into old expensive habits, that written goal acts like an anchor. It reminds you of the freedom you're fighting for. And that leads us to our 7th and final habit. Thinking long-term. The average person wants results today. They want the shortcut, the overnight success. But successful people, they think in years and decades. They embrace this profound reality. Wealth grows agonizingly slowly, right up until it grows explosively quickly. They just don't get discouraged if they don't see massive results in those first few months.
Think about it like this timeline. In year 1, those small, consistent actions might feel a bit pointless. Your balance is small, progress seems invisible. By year 5, your wealth is growing slowly, but it still requires a lot of patience. But hit decade 1, boom, extraordinary compounded results. The math just takes over. Your money starts making its own money, doing all the heavy lifting, and creating results that will literally shock everyone around you.
Look, people who always have money aren't necessarily smarter than anyone else. There's no magic trick. They simply adhere to these systems that protect and multiply their efforts. Financial freedom isn't built in a day. It is built through daily habits. You just start with one habit today, master it, add another, and then another, until success is practically a guarantee.
It's time to take action. Financial freedom isn't built in a day, but it has to start somewhere. So, are you going to automate those savings? Are you going to finally check that bank statement this week? I want you to really think about it. Which of these 7 habits will you start today?